In this section, I will cover Miracle Principles 21 and 22. Miracle Principle 21 states that miracles are natural signs of forgiveness. Through miracles, you accept God's forgiveness by extending it to others. Miracles and forgiveness are really one and the same. As mentioned before, they are a shift away from the ego to God's love. When this principle speaks of God's forgiveness, it really means God's love. More specifically, it is through God's love that we forgive others and ourselves. Through forgiveness, God's love extends through us to others. It is helpful to note here that fear projects, whereas love extends. Therefore, love is never lost and love is never wasted. It simply extends into eternity. Miracle Principle 22. Miracles are associated with fear only because of the belief that darkness can hide. You believe that what your physical eyes cannot see does not exist. This leads to a denial of spiritual sight. This principle has a lot of teachings within it, so let's get into it. This principle states why we are afraid of miracles, and that is because we are afraid to look within ourselves. The ego has taught us that we are horribly guilty and sinful, and we are afraid to look at this guilt, which stems from thinking that we walked away from our source. So the ego encourages us to deny our own guilt and project it out onto other people. This is the ego's subtle way of keeping us locked in its thought system of fear. Before we can project anything onto anyone, it is required that we deny that we are the ones responsible for the guilt we are feeling. And because once something has been denied in the mind, it absolutely has to be projected out. It is also part of the ego's thought system that we think we are able to successfully defend ourselves from fear. This is a major falsehood. You never escape fear by defending yourself from it. Your defenses only strengthen fear within your mind. And the reason for this is very simple. You never corrected the fear in your mind. You just set up a fence to try and shield yourself from it. This is what is being referred to in the principle where it states that we believe that darkness can hide. We believe that fear can be hidden in our minds. Again, this is not true, nor is it possible. You always have to correct the fear. The miracle reminds us that we are innocent and nothing ever happened, and that this is true for everyone. Remember, there is really only one of us having an experience of separation. If one of us is innocent, we're all innocent. Also, it's important to remember that what is innocent is our true selves. In this ego world, we have all done things we're not happy with. When we're being asked to see innocence, we're not being asked to see that innocence within the ego. We're being asked to see beyond the ego persona to the innocence which is at the core of each of us. As we are also taught in the Course, you are innocent in eternity, but not in time. But that time doesn't really exist, so you're not guilty either. This is the foundation of the Course, that this world of physicality is an illusion and is not our reality. It's a dream which a tiny part of your mind is experiencing as real. Within this illusion of time and physicality, we're being asked to view this world as a classroom so we remember our truth. As is stated in this principle, we think that what we can't see with our physical eyes isn't real. This is a denial of our spiritual sight. Our spiritual sight is, again, the acknowledgement that we are all more than what the ego facade would have us believe. Behind the physical curtain, we are all formless truth. That is the spiritual sight, which is also known as true perception, which we are being asked to see with. And you do that by accessing the Holy Spirit who is in your right mind.